when I registered for the 2020 Lagos City Marathon, the one thing that was going through my mind at the time was, Kayode, this is not one of those things that you are just going to wing. That when the time comes, you instinctively know what to do. That you will just improvise and do without having to plan and prepare. This time, you are going to have to prepare and start preparing early. So I backtracked from February 8th, 2020 and made the commitment to start proper preparation for the race 6 months before the date, specifically August 2019. Now, to achieve those life-changing goals, to become those high performers that God has created us to be, we need to take preparation and early preparation very seriously. It's called the law of time perspective, and it states that the most successful people in any society are the people who take the longest time period into making their day-to-day decisions. What this simply means is that these people make long-term plans and start working towards that plan on a daily basis. Now, the challenge for most of us isn't that we don't prepare or understand the value of preparation. The challenge for most of us is we don't have a long-term view towards preparation. Instead, we have this wing it mindset and want to prepare for just few days, hours, or minutes and hope to crush those life-changing goals just like that. But it's about understanding the fact that we need to make long-term plans and commit to sticking to those plans. It's realizing that real life-changing goals, real life-altering goals, I mean those kind of goals that move the needle of your life to a whole new level, that cause you to be a pleasant surprise to yourself and to all those around you, actually takes time. And that within that time, we need to have a long-term plan and commit to doing something on a daily basis that moves us towards achieving that goal. Rather, we are like that man who discovered that the lack of patience was the reason why he was experiencing frustration in his work and his relationship. So what does he do? He goes to God in prayer and says, God, give me patience and give it to me now. The story of our lives, right? We want to achieve that goal, we want to achieve that dream, and we want to achieve it now. But the thing is, we have been thinking short term towards achieving that goal, but in the real sense, we may need to plan for the long haul. Because we don't like to hear things like this. Most times it's unpleasant, but it's the truth. It took wise King Solomon of Israel 7 years to build the temple and 13 years to finish his palace. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, how long can we wait to see that goal and that dream accomplished? It's about hoping and expecting the dream to happen now, but planning and working on the dream for the long term. Now think about it. What level of preparation do you need to walk from your home to anywhere that you want to go to? Probably not much, right? You could be lying on your couch 1 minute and then the very next minute get this idea to take that delicious chocolate fudge ice cream from the supermarket a few blocks away. All you have to do is get off the couch, throw on some loose-fitting clothes, slip on comfortable footwear, pick up your wallet, and you're on your way. Now contrast that with driving your car from one town to another. It's not going to be that easy to get the idea in your head for that 1 minute and then the very next second you hit the road for the trip. It's going to take some thought and a deeper level of consideration. Is the car in good working condition? When last did I service it? Did I check the engine oil? Did I gauge the tires? Do I even have money for this trip? Do I have money for food? Do I have money for accommodation? Where am I going to stay? Do I have money for gas? I remember watching this comedy skit a few years ago, contrasting the way people drive their cars as it relates to gas in Nigeria and in America. In the first segment of the skit, the American dude is driving his car, looks at the gas gauge and sees that it's on half tank, and then says to himself, oh, where is the next gas station so I can drive in and fill up my tank? No pressure, no hassles. The second segment of the skit shows our Nigerian dude all sweaty and panicky as he's driving. Obviously, what has happened is that he has looked at his gas level and it's on red. He starts praying, Jesus, Jesus, help me to get to the next filling station. Let this car not switch off while on the road. The difference between both individuals, preparation. They both had money. They both had the opportunity to get gas at any time. But while one was prepared, the other wasn't. Now, could this probably be the reason why some of our nations are where they are today? Why some have made such remarkable strides and progress and the other ones are struggling? Because the time that should have been spent in preparation was spent in prayer. Now, while prayer is great and important, it cannot take the place of long-term planning and long-term preparation. This is why preparation is so important. Now, let's take this even a little further. Imagine flying an aeroplane from one country to another. Can you imagine the level of preparation that would have gone into making that to happen? Probably weeks or months before the flight, the pilot would have received his or her itinerary to know that he or she will be the person flying the airplane. The airplane would have been checked and all the gas needed at various stops would have been arranged for. Can you imagine a pilot flying an aeroplane and sometime in mid-air, the pilot starts shouting, Jesus, Jesus, I forgot to check the engine oil. I mean, where would you park in the air to check the engine of an airplane? Now let's take this even a little further. Imagine launching a rocket into space. Come on, it takes years and years of intense preparation to make that happen. Some of these missions take years to accomplish, probably months to get to the space station, months to actually finish the mission, and then months to get back to Earth. You and I do not want to even begin to imagine the level of preparation that goes into launching a rocket into space. Now, what's the morale? The morale here is that to go farther and higher in life, we need a deeper level of preparation. We need a deeper level of long-term planning and to commit to those plans and to do things on a daily basis to move us closer to achieving those goals. Now, long-term planning, long-term preparation, this is the secret of high performers and high achievers. The person who is planning to crush it in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics didn't start preparing in 2019. That person started preparing years before. And you bet they give their best daily towards achieving that goal. So that's what it is. What plans and what preparations are we making for our lives? Where do we see ourselves in the next 1, 5, and 10 years? What skills and habits will we need to become that person that we see? What are we planning to do, or what are we going to do in the next 12 months to move us closer towards achieving that goal? Have we marked those things in the calendar on our phones or in our diaries? Now take out your calendar and mark that date you want to achieve that goal. Now schedule the date you are going to start doing those things that will move you towards achieving that goal you want to achieve. That's what it's about. To understand that and to realize that if we are going to live a life of no excuses, if we are going to crush those goals, break barriers, exceed limits, become those high performers that God has created us to be, we understand that our calendar is our friend. We should not just only look at it when we want to see or check for the next public holiday so we can get time off work and rest. We should use it to actively prepare for and to achieve those goals that we want. Because here's the thing, what we can do during the rainy season, we may not be able to do exactly during the dry season. What we can promote on Valentine's Day, we may differ from what we can promote during Christmas. Having that active calendar is the secret of high performers.